Tender Strands by Martin Dempsey. Chapter 18. Tubular. Ashton positioned himself nearly directly opposite the cab garage and rummaged in his jacket pockets to buy time. The building was detached, which marked it out from the lines of attached building to either side of it and up and down the opposite side of the street. The brightness of the bricks in certain areas of the walls also suggested the building had been renovated and that extensions had been added to it. The glass entrance area under the white lettering reception had a small step up to it with a yellow rim painted around it and a cigarette bin next to the glass door. As Ashton watched, a slender man wearing purple elastic rimmed glasses, loose black yoga pants and tie-dyed hoodie came out of the entrance, tying up his long black hair into a bun. The man made his way just off the step and drew an electronic vape pen out of one of his pockets, running his hand over the back of his neck. Spotting an opportunity, Ashton checked for oncoming traffic and crossed the street. "Do you think they'll mind if I use their bin?" Ashton produced a cigarette pack as he approached. "I don't like leaving butts in the street." The man, vape pen between his lips, made a half shrug and gestured towards us as if to say half yourself, and tipped back his head to expel a stream of air. Ashton cupped his hands around his cheap reflexable plastic lighter and lit his cigarette, using the opportunity to look hard at the vape pen. There was nothing overly unusual about the colour of the liquid inside it, although it seemed dark for tobacco. The man looked up at the sky and pursed his lips into a pout, shifting his weight, and then raised the pen and took another deep lungful. "Did you find that helped?" Ashton asked, a quizzical, mischievous hint to his tone. "Hmm?" The man slightly turned his head, as if taken out of a deep thought. Ashton gestured to the electronic pen. "Did it help you quit?" Ashton raised his right hand to draw attention to the cigarette. "Oh, I never really smoked that much. This is CBD." The man lightly shrugged again and smiled, but made eye contact and didn't turn away. Ashton took the opportunity to draw out the interaction. "I think I've heard about that. Is it a replacement for smoking?" "It's basically just weed without the chemicals that get you high, and just the ones that relax you." You don't mind my, Ashton again raised a cigarette. "No, not at all." The man simultaneously managed to convey disinterest in the topic, whilst remaining open to conversation. Ashton felt himself instinctively starting to like him, and mustered professional disinterest. To Ashton's interest, the man started to inspect his sleeves and the front of his top, and plucked long bluish hairs from it. This drew Ashton's attention to the rest of the man's clothing. He noticed more hairs, dark colours, lighter colours, some seeming iridescent in the daylight, all over the man's pants, jacket, and the front of his black t-shirt. The man tutted and started to brush with a flat palm along his arms, down his front, and then bent at the waist to brush the front of his pants. "Do you have pets?" Ashton pressed, trying hard to sound as casual and disinterested as his interlocutor genuinely was. The slender man let out a laugh, almost a barking laugh. "Sometimes I wonder who owns who." Ashton let out a small polite laugh in response. There was an odd, frantic note to the man's vocalization. "In there." Ashton nodded towards the building. The air around the man seemed to thicken. He checked his vape pen. "Are you here for a cab? You'll need to go inside. There aren't any pickups directly from the courtyard." The man looked down, chased a chunk of gravel with his foot. "Not right now, but I thought I'd pick up some cards. I'm only in town for a few meetings." Ashton watched the man carefully as he slipped his vape pen into the top right pocket. He made a polite smile and nod and made his way back towards the entrance. He seemed to have been out to look at the outside of the building, some kind of busy work or checking for daily maintenance, more than to get air or to vape outside. Ashton's gaze followed him. As he reached the top and reached out to open the reception glass door, his sleeve rolled back a little, and Ashton took in the slender but strong wrists and a succession of scabbing over puncture marks. That was enough due cause for a search warrant. As the man continued inside through the smoothly swinging door, Ashton brooked towards the area the man had been standing and cast his eye around, dropped down, and quickly darted his hand towards the concrete. A few quick pinches, and Ashton had collected 3 of the thin hairs laying on the ground, and soon had them within a plastic Ziploc baggie. Ashton crossed over to the ash bin and extinguished the almost quarter-lit cigarette by jabbing its cherry against the brickwork and dropped it into the container. Ashton didn't smoke, but Ashton had recently learned to identify the smell of liao, even when it was being vaped. Dream Journal. August 30th. Rainstorm sounds. Tannis tea. Cannabis vaped. 5 H.P, 2 doses. Yoga session for 90 minutes. I dreamed I was surrounded by snow globes. There was a globe with a figure just like me inside it, which I went to pick up and shake, but I noticed a cockroach under it and left it alone. Next to it was a globe with a tiny model exactly like the cab garage in it, and I reached for it, and I noticed a rat behind it, which was trying to bite me, and I let it be. To the other side, there was a globe with a seaside town, but as I drew near, I noticed an evil-looking toad behind it, and I withdrew my hand. There were others, rows and rows of others. Every single one had something foul and creepy out of place behind, under, or on top of it.